modern treasures that can be sold from the household of common married people's homes in the United States of America consist of, in part, expensive and or new purchases of clothing that includes ties, suit coats, pants, more than one pair of shoes per person. The reason the shoes is because you go buy new ones as soon as you can if your other ones are no longer sufficient for providing cover for your feet and or the weather conditions in which you live. Bugs eat clothes. They're called moths generally. If you have in your house clothes that you purchase new off the rack that are like expensive extra outer garments, they're for the looks, the razzle dazzle. They're not actually the function. Function covers most of it. You need something that's functional. There can still be taste and flavor. Colors are nice. But if you've got things that are extra to impress as to your education, that's a treasure it's less than. You can sell it. And you can still have those things if you purchase them secondhand from a place such as Goodwill or Deseret Industries. Anything that is necessity. Bras, well, I don't have my own milk duds, but I know very well that most single women can stop being single women and or pregnant women. They can become pregnant women easily. It's legal to be topless in America. You don't have many women in America that don't want men to be either in jail or in the military or some form of government employment constantly. That's all that makes the drugs possible is, wow, isn't he official? Lying, fraudulent, because she's hiding her inability to cook good food and get along with children. Let's face it, pregnancy is not actually bleeding from your genitals once a month. That's what periods are. And the only things that match those are, you guessed it, mattresses, because they are eaten by bed bugs and dust mites, other things. You can wash blankets. If you make your bedding space out of blankets, 3 or 4 foot squared blankets, maybe 30 of them, it's cushiony enough to be on the floor. Everybody wants to eat in bed. Most people do. Those of us that are responsible cat owners who would never consider it because I'd roll over on him. Other than that, the mattress can go outside where the dog can shit on it, keep his hips in good shape. Then the kids can actually jump on it without being in trouble. That's a way to get rid of it. You don't really want to sell a mattress just because it's got too much menstrual absorbency involved in it or other poops. So if you fold blankets in 3 foot squares, 30 or 40 of them, you have sufficient bedding for your house and you can wash them. They are the right size for the washer and dryer. And you know how much fun it is to have nice, clean, freshly linen towels, because then you can dry the baby, not just clean the baby, but warm and therefore dry the baby, because prunes the skin, we're looking like ingesting dope is much easier at that point. Let's face it, she's a prostitute. Other than that, though, why would you want to get along with her? It's still called a felony pandering. So then we get down to, so we've covered, cars. Cars are one of them. Let's look at transportation. We already discussed shoes, and at that point you would need to know how you're going to get over there. Over there might be the grocery store, and it might also be the doctor's office. So any wheel covers treasure. I've owned luggage many times, really good pieces of luggage that were immediately garbage after like 3 days of walking around with food in them because the wheels on them aren't made right. If they had skateboard wheels, it would be too expensive, it'd be too heavy a piece. But those are the right wheels that don't wear out. that's actually a toy, though. I don't know. Toys are going to be different. We'll cover that later. But if you have luggage, the wheel, it wears out in a couple days if you're actually using it to get around. Wheels are a treasure less than. If somebody else owns it, like the government, and somebody else fixes it, usually it also means that somebody makes money off the job and just going that way. I guess you could go the other way. We'd still be picking on somebody, right? But that would be good because it's legal. That means you don't necessarily get fired for it if it's your boss. However, the wheel, when you want to talk about anger for a reason, Carrie Underwood doesn't know your last name. You're already anonymous. Nobody but married women, widows, and that little kid with a machine gun, like the farmer kid, knows how many women get raped in fucking cars. You know why? Because nobody fucking heard her scream. Nobody even heard her say no. Chances are, if you were there with her, she didn't say no, because at this point she's so damn stupidly obsessed with her fucking radio, she doesn't know what sex is. Because that's what we're doing. We're avoiding a social cause, a social upheaval, because that same person probably touches everybody else in the car every single time he's in it. Only problem is usually he's found somebody that'll sit still that time. It's never the woman that doesn't have a baby yet. It's never her. However, you do seem to be in a lot of trouble back there. Because everybody else is listening to their favorite song, don't even know my last name. And keep your cars, look, the car is drunk. You know how dusty and rusty cars get. Rush said it really good, talking about his uncle. He laid up for me an old machine for 50 odd years. You know what? The reason that has an antique kind of licensing for it is because it's a piece of shit. And if he kept that piece of shit that long, I bet I could go buy one that goes faster too. Just ask Dale Earnhardt. So now, if you want to get from places to places, and you're that guy with $50,000 a year income like I was all those years in Manhattan, driving truck in Manhattan, delivering instruments to bars that I never drank in, because that's the way to make the money. See, that's savings. That's another page. If you've got a car and you sell it, and you become a married man with a car, no car, with a driver's license or a non-driver's valid ID, depending on your employment needs for a vehicle. If you sell your car and you still need to get back to work, right, you can actually support a cab driver that way. Now, a cab driver is a way in cities for an immigrant to get a really good living. He can make a lot of money, and Muslims like to work 7 days a week, which makes sense because his wife can do the laundry. He might as well just loaf around. I mean, cab drivers aren't always busy the whole 8-9 hours they're at work. Usually half of it they sit around listening to the radio anyway. But the key to that is they're still studying their maps. Not to be confused with goofing off. Sitting still and goofing off are very different. You can be sitting still and get shot dead square in the head if you're cheating on your wife. Ask, what's his name there? Malcolm X. Yeah, that would probably be one of them. However, if you support the cab driver to and from work, you know where your wife's going in that car. Nowhere. She, however, would enjoy looking at your ass while you walk to the grocery store and back with her. At least once a week, maybe twice. Now, if you sold your TV, which obviously is a nice word for porn machine, because between you and me, the Sears Robot catalog was awfully interesting during puberty. Now, I've seen some TV while at work, and that looks an awful lot like a titty. I never got to look at Cagney and Lacey's titties. Wow, did I fucking want to be. My mother had no problems with the Montgomery Ward catalog being in the house, seeing that she knows I was touched as a baby. Between you and me, I'd rather see a titty. I'll sit in front of the TV. I'd still be in Bainbridge. We wouldn't know what the Book of Mormon is. But Barry would be really pissed off because he'd still be in jail. And that wouldn't be my fault. So my mother's supposed to let me look at catalogs because nothing in that's for sale, unless you can buy it. Nothing there is to be coveted because it's all for sale. Besides, then you may know what she looks like if that's who you're going to wait for. So now currently I have to move for this guy to get on the seat of the bus.